here I've got to try to replicate this factory seam sealer on the inside of this quarter jam. You can see it's a nice bead, but it's incredibly hard to get such a nice straight line by hand. So what I've actually done here, I've grabbed a old panel. I've then just ran a bead across the top of this. What I'll then do is grab the razor blade, slice it off. I'm then left with a nice, thin, straight bead of sealer. I can then just whack a bit of seam sealer inside here to glue that onto. So, as I said, I'll just start off here by just running that bead down. I'll run it down the rest of the joints where the quarter panel's been put onto, down the back there. And then I'll just be brushing it in on the back panel here. I'll just grab a 1-inch brush, same as your basting brush at home actually, just we use them as a seam sealer brush down here. And that bead that I put on the top of that fender there, I ended up having these seam sealer nozzles come with, when they're brand new, they got 2 flaps, one on each side, so you can decide which side you want to cut it onto, and that will sit up over the edge of the fender, so you can then run a nice even bead. That's the way I was able to have such a straight bead, because it sits up on the inside of the fender, the bit that closes up under the bonnet. So that there, I actually let it dry for probably about 5 hours, so I baked it out with the previous job. As you can see here, it's actually dry, so I can then cut it off and handle it, and then glue it back onto this fresh seam sealer I've put on this seam here. As you just leave it straight on, it's still going to make a mess from the left and the right, but that's okay. You can wipe the rest of this seam sealer that I've got left inside here. You can use this same method on underneath the wheel arches, which is another place sometimes it's difficult to get the gun into and get a straight bead on. It's helped me out quite a few times. I saw one guy do it a long time ago, and I've done it many times since and had quite good results on it. There's one time that we ended up just, the seam sealer wasn't quite good enough on one of the jobs, so we redid the seam sealer on the fender, painted over that seam sealer, and then we were actually able just to glue it on, and we didn't even have to master car it, we were just able to glue that seam sealer straight on. So some guys still use the old seam sealer tape, but this actually seals the seam up correctly. I've had jobs come back and they're probably only 2 years old. The seam sealer is peeling off and there's rusts coming through the panel, so that's something that you don't really want. So I found this is a good way to do it and get good results. And here's a clip of the car when it's all finished off. I've got a couple of other vids related to this car as well. I've got the paintwork and also the colour matching, so check them out if you get the chance. Here's a couple of other vids, the Vilbus GDI Pro for clear and the Sauterjet RP for clear as well, reviewing demos on them. So thanks again for watching. This is another Gunman production. Goodbye.